Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're going to do another velocity banking review, right? Velocity banking review. And it's on a Sunday. So it's debt-free Sunday school. Awesome, right? So that's what we're going to do today. So what's velocity banking? All it is a debt payoff strategy using your line of credit as your main operating account. So what's a line of credit? All it is a financial tool where you could borrow money, pay it back, and use it over and over again. I have oodles and oodles of lines of credit. This is my home equity line of credit. So basically, I could go to a bank's website and borrow up to $280,000, click of a button in my checking account immediately, and they charge 8%, right? So if you have something called home equity offered as collateral to the bank, they could give you a huge credit card like financial instrument, and then you could spend it on whatever you want. In fact, the bank would probably prefer you to spend a lot of money on things like home renovations and not pay them off too quickly, because if you spend a lot of money and you don't pay them off too quickly, that's how they make their money, right? They generate the interest. Now, what we're going to do is use the home equity line of credit or any type of line of credit in our own favor and use it as our main operating account. So as of right now, I have over $527,000 in lines of credit, over $527,000. Okay. And so eventually that number will increase, but I have plenty more than I need. And how do you get lines of credit, right? The secret is understanding how banks work. And banks are a risk management enterprise. And who are the riskiest people out there if you're going to lend money to? People who need money, right? So you have to position yourself and present yourself in a way saying, when you wake up, hey, do I need money today? And if the answer is yes, never apply for a line of credit, right? Do it when you don't need it. So when you wake up and you say, hey, do I need money today? And you say no, that's the best time. And you're not guaranteed, because I've been rejected like 10 times this year. But there's that quote about how you miss 100% of shots that you don't take. But that's why I have over $527,000 of lines of credit, because even though I get rejected plenty of times, I do get accepted as well. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. So we see right here, we have a budget. So there's only two requirements: budget, line of credit. So let's talk about the budget: income, expenses, savings. List all your debts in your expense breakdown, right? So there's how many of this? I think there's like 7 debts: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 debts. And then this one here, food, gas, insurance, 2,500, which is your general expenses. Okay, your general expenses. So what I'm going to do is copy all the expenses we have here, right, into the velocity banking side. Whoa, my mouse is going crazy. let me do this. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and copy the expenses into the other side, right? And we're going to have same income, same expenses, but instead of doing the quote responsible thing, we're not going to have any savings at all, and we're going to apply all of our income into the line of credit and have something called cash flow. And so a lot of times people think that having the savings is the cash flow. That's true if you don't have any debt, right? Whereas if you do have debt, that thing is going to be sucked up by interest payments eventually. Like if you have all this debt and you have savings here growing at 0.1%, and all this debt is like 37, from 3 to 30, you're losing, right? Because your income is segregated. Okay, so let me just kind of talk about how we're going to increase this cash flow number, and we're going to do that by using our line of credit as our main operating account. So here, the average American's operating account is the savings account, right? And then here, the average American's operating account is is the line of credit, okay? And so if you take a look here, right, it should look like this in your checking account, where you start off at 0, you dumped all your money into the line of credit, and then you end at 0, right? Because when we move some of our debt into the line of credit, this is going to increase our cash flow, and we're not going to have any savings. And if we need savings, we just take it out of the line of credit, right? We just take it out of the line of credit. So that's all we're doing. That's all we're doing today. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move some of our debt, and the easiest ones to start off with is these credit cards. And we'll assume we have a $60,000 limit available. And I know what some of you are thinking. $60,000, you're probably giving me that Home Alone shocked face, right? But $60,000 in my world is kind of low these days because I understand what the banks are looking for. And if you know the golden rule with banks is that you're not a risky borrower, that you're not a person who needs money, you can easily get all the money you need, right? It's kind of sad because a lot of people are shocked by this, by the advertisements in banking where it's like we're going to be there for you when you need us, and that's actually not true. So they're actually lying to you, and this is why a lot of times you kind of almost tell like the bank is kind of like the wolf in sheep's clothing if you really think about it, because they lie to you how they operate, and then when you need them the most, it's like denied, right? So, all right, let's go ahead and move these 4 credit cards. So let's go ahead and do that. 5 plus 8 plus 7 plus 10. So that's $30,000 into this line of credit. Okay, $30,000. Now, will you have a free and clear line of credit available? Probably not. And actually, let me do this, right? Let me change the format of this right here. So it's currency and 2 values, right? That looks a lot better. And let me just go ahead and do this. All right, sweet. So that it looks a little bit better. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we've already moved that $30,000 of debt. Okay, awesome. And guess what happens to these payments? 0, 0, 0, 0, right? So now we went from $615 of savings to $1,500 of cash flow. And then what we're going to do is put our entire paycheck into the line of credit, take our expenses out, and then rinse and repeat over and over again, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the previous month's balance plus the previous month's interest minus whatever our cash flow is, 1536.39, and then also calculate the interest at the end of the month. So let me go ahead and do that. And we're going to go ahead and do this. Average multiplied by the interest rate, 0.08 divided by 12. All right, so copy and then paste. And then we see that after every single month, the balance of the line of credit goes down pretty quickly, right? And so we scroll down here, and we're going to go here, and then we're going to highlight right here that, actually, is it 20? No, there's probably, no, yeah, it's this one, my bad. All right, so now I'm going to highlight this, and we see at 21 months, we paid off 30K of debt. So 21 months, 30K of debt. And then I'm going to copy and paste this. And then now what we do is figure out which of these other debts that we pay off, 2 auto loans, a student loan, and a mortgage. And we have this loan calculator right here just to kind of do that. So we just put the current month right here, 21, 21, 21, 21. And then we can see how much interest we paid over the life of the loan so far, the current balance of these loans, right? You know what? I probably would have just moved this one too, in because of the you're moving a low interest into the, what's it called? I'm sorry, high interest rate loan into a lower interest rate line of credit. So now that I take a look at this, I could probably readjust and then just move the auto loan here into the line of credit. So let me do that actually. So if the balance is 13,000, and let me do this so we can just readjust now that I'm thinking about it. So yeah, let's move the 13,000 as well. So this is our cash flow is actually going to be 1,800. So let me do that, and then so that would be 30,000 plus 13,000. Okay, and what's our cash flow? It is 18825.57, right? And now let's do it, okay? And so we see that the auto loan takes, with the auto loan, it takes us 26 months, right? So 21 months, so I'll just do this. 26 months, 43K. Yeah. All right. So now let's look at 26 months and figure out what the balance of all of these are. So this is now 0. So now 26, 26, 26, okay. And what we can do here is we can move the balance of this first auto loan at 7% into the line of credit. Let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go ahead and do that right here. Let's go ahead and highlight this right here. And then I'm going to copy and paste. All right. Copy and paste here. And then this is going to be plus 12181.53. Okay. And now what's our new cash flow? Let's take a look. It is, whoa, take a look at that, $2,281. That's marvelous. It's how you start a beautiful debt-free Sunday. All right, so now let's go here and paste our new cash flow values, and then plus 2281. No, I'm sorry, it's minus 2281. Okay. All right, cool. And we see in month 32, okay, month 32, it's all gone. All right, sweet. It is all gone. Okay, awesome. So let me just do this, and let me say 32 months. And so it's 43 plus 23, 66K. Okay, and now at 32 months, all right, so 32 months, we just have to get the balance. So this is all 0, 0, and now at 32 months, actually, no, that the student loan is not 0. What am I doing? All right, so yeah, student loan, what's the current balance at 32 months, and the mortgage, 32 months, all right? So now we have this one and this one, okay? And so if you don't know what this is cash flow index, and this is a ranking system you can use to figure out which debts to pay off. So if you take a look here, okay, this is a 69 and this is a 223. So what it means is that if you have a really high number, you don't get that much cash flow for paying the loan off, right? That's essentially what that means, okay? So let me just take a look here, and this is 31 grand, all right? So 31 grand, if we pay off the 31 grand, we get $454 in cash flow, which is okay. I mean, it's not like the best, and to be honest, anytime I deal with like a student, I'm sorry, a relatively low balance loan. I'm sorry, not a relatively low balance loan, a relatively high cash flow index, like above 50. I tend not to want to completely pay it off, right? Especially above 100, you don't want to pay it off, but I think we're okay with paying this one off. So let me go back here, and then we'll just pay this one off. Plus 31725.07. Okay. All right. So now what's our new cash flow? It's $2,735.19. So let me just go in here, Control V, copy and paste. And then now our new cash flow is 2735.19. All right. And then let's see how long it takes to pay this off. Okay. And now it's going to take us about 44 months. Sweet. So 44 months. To pay off 106K. Okay, and now the last one is the mortgage. Okay, so the mortgage is a tricky one because this is the one that's kind of like people, I think, I don't want to say if they teach it wrong, but they kind of oversimplify how to pay it off. And the easiest way to pay it off is using what we call the chunking method, right? So if we take a look at 44 months right here, 44 months, okay? So you see that $276,000 have been paid off over 44 months. Now, a lot of people on the internet are like, well, you should just replace this low, interest rate mortgage with the higher interest rate line of credit. And we went over this in another video about how that's actually no bueno, about not to present velocity banking that way, because I'm going to quickly show you that if you decide that you're going to replace your mortgage with a line of credit, especially a low interest rate one, that you're just going to, it's going to cost you a lot of money, right? So all right, so let's go ahead and do this, okay? Let me go ahead and open up the velocity banking calculator. Give me one moment. All right, so here's this velocity banking calculator, not created by me. It's created by Renatus, and this is where I originally learned velocity banking from. So it's really cool because I could just put it in this Excel spreadsheet here, all the details, and then it'll just tell me how long it'll take to pay off. Now, here's the thing I'm going to warn you about that the internet might say you should do, which is get a first lien HELOC and replace your entire mortgage with the line of credit. Now, take a look at this. You see that if you replace your mortgage with the line of credit, you only save 26 grand over 7.8 years. So this is actually kind of in the bank's favor, because the reason why the bank spreads all those payments over time is because they expect to get $123,000 of interest. Now, if you're telling them, and if I were the lender, hey, I'll pay you in 7.8 years and you get 97 grand of interest, I'd be like, go for it, you know? But if, let's say, we do small chunks like $7,000 and I'm only going to get 28 grand over 6.4 years, I'd be like, ooh, I don't really like that, you know? And here's the crazy thing. If we do a 30% credit card, the 30% credit card will beat the first lien HELOC. I think this is a shocker to most people, So you could see that it takes relatively the same amount of time, 6.4, 6.5 years. And if I do a 30% credit card, you're going to pay, at least in this case, about 6 grand more. 6 grand more. So first lien HELOC, I don't, there's a reason why I got this photo from The Simpsons whenever I hear strategies that don't make sense. Now, if you're telling me, now here's the thing, if you're telling me that this is going to take like 7 years, but you pay less interest, like 10 grand, I'll be like, yeah, that's a good trade-off, right? Like pay a lot less, maybe a little bit more time, but if it's like more time and a lot more money, no, don't do it. Okay. All right. So we can see that it's going to take us, let me just put here 8%, 6.4 years. So let me go here, 6.4 years equals 44 divided by 12 plus 6.4. So 10.07 years debt free. See how easy that was? It's a beautiful Sunday. And now this is paid off, and now your cash flow has increased, and now after every single month, 4,000, 8,000, 12,000. It's beautiful, right? Beautiful. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for today, everybody. So this is Korean Atlanta mentorship. Um, yeah, I don't even know what to say. I just woke up. Oh, got to start my day, do my thing. And I think that's the same with all of you. So have a great day, everybody, and we will speak next time.